Hi guys, welcome to Learn Electronics Repair and welcome to some more car booty. Yeah. So I have a couple more machines today. This is one of them. It's a bit battered, this. I mean, this has been through the wars. Yeah, I don't know what's happened to it, but looks like somebody took a crowbar to it. This says E-server at the bottom. I'm not sure exactly how old this thing actually is or if it's even very interesting. Let's have a look at the other side of it. It's very heavy, this, for a PC. It looks like a bit of an oldie. It's got two USBs, which it has onboard LAN. It's not really old. Yeah. But it looks like... I don't see any PCIe on this, so I think it's got some age to it. Let's well, you see the thing's falling apart, yeah? It's even more falling apart inside. Let me show you. Wow! This is older than I expected. I mean, there's no ADP, no PCIe. It's got some funny long PCI slots. I don't know whether they're just compatible with normal ones and they're just a bit longer. Yeah. This is loose, just rattling around in it. Oh! Sorry about the noise, but this is a dual processor board. There's a metal thing down here, that's a bit strange. Not something like missing off that is like a chip, for example, yeah, but twin processor board. Well, that's a first for the car booty for sure. I've never seen one before. Looks like it's just a fairly standard ATX with this extra connector, and I've seen these before. I think I've probably got one of these power supplies. No hard drives in it, just an optical drive and SCSI cable. Just another strip of RAM. Let's get this motherboard out of this because there's like loads of stuff rattling around inside here. Now let's have a good look to see what we've actually got here. Well, I have the motherboard, which has onboard VGA. I have another strip of memory I found inside the machine lying around. This is slot 1, 2, 3, 4. I found the user manual. This appears to be some sort of life form related. Okay. Some sort of bug. It looks like the RAM came out of this slot just because the clips are down. I'm not safe for certain, and it was just probably thrown around somewhat. So this just came out, I think. Fits in anyway. So the user manual says that these come with one processor and you can fit a second processor, and you have to fit the VRM when you fit the second processor. So this thing, I was actually thinking, well, how would you get the heatsink on that? But this is not a processor, this is a terminator. Yeah, the terminator. That's what that is. Kind of like a dummy processor with resistors on, basically. So with a bit of luck we might be able to power this up. It might even do something. I've taken the power supply that came with it. I might have another one that has this connector. If so, if it's a known good one, I'll use that. Otherwise we'll try the one that came with it. This has, you can see it here, onboard SCSI plus IDE. I'm guessing it's a floppy drive connected somewhere, but that isn't it, it's the wrong size. Okay, so that's what it has. A bit of a strange connector for the power thing. I can probably take this off the machine and just put the original one in there. Yeah. So that's what we have. It's not like a standard form factor, so whether this thing is of any use or value, I'm a bit dubious. Okay, let's try find a power supply. Yes, this is my known good one, and I thought it had this extra connector on it, so we can use this. Yeah, that fits nicely. This is a bit strange. It's like kind of like where you'd expect the north bridge to be, but it's just like a metal thing. I mean, underneath here there's like the holes for a chip, not a BGA, like a soldered in chip, but there's nothing fitted there. Maybe that's like some sort of co-processor. Okay. Odd, very odd stuff this. Right, so we'll stick the analyzer card in. We'll try and connect these switches from the front panel, and we'll see what this does. Right then, let's see what this does. Well, it looks like it boots at some point. I did have a speaker attached. I'm not sure if there. Oh, there's a buzzer on the board. You can't quite see it. It's there. Oh no, something's going on with it. Like in some sort of boot loop, I'll attach a VGA cable. No harm in trying that. Well, there's nothing on the screen. The blue light isn't on the monitor. Let's go again. So we'll power this off. We'll go again. We need to use a biro to stick down the end of this thing. There we go. Could be a RAM problem, I guess. I mean, these codes are not the codes you would normally get, to be quite honest, but this is probably a bit of a strange machine. Okay. Let's try one strip. It said the RAM slot 1 is over here. I will give these a clean if it doesn't want to work. We'll stick one in there. Let's see what that does. Ah, and we have a picture. Yeah, over there, IBM eServer. And it bleeps, but obviously it won't boot. And now we have basically, well, in Spanish, a BIOS screen. The processor that's fitted is this one, Intel Pentium 3, 1 gigahertz. That's quite a nice processor actually. But whether this motherboard is of any use or interest or value due to the strange form factor, I don't know. And obviously you can't fit a second processor without the VRM, and I don't have that, so that would probably limit you in the way you could expand this anyway. The processor itself is worth, one sold there, £20, so we can see, and that is the 256 meg cache, which is the one that I have. Okay, it's that one, so that's sold for that. That's what I paid for the whole machine, but in euros, so that's basically my money back. The motherboard, so there's one there, another one here. And the two that are for sale, people are asking a lot of money for these, but the question is, are they actually getting a lot of money for these? No idea what that is. Okay, so Does anybody ever buy these things? Sold items. Let's have a look. Well, no, nobody's bought one. So there's 2 available, asking a lot of money, but I don't see any sold. And I think this goes back about 3 months or so. I can see as far as November there to start with. Yeah. So I think it's actually about 3 months this goes back. So if they do sell, not very often, and how much they fetch, I really don't know, but I see what people are asking for them. Okay, so that's probably about as much I can say about this machine. But of course, you might have a bit more to say about it than me, so get down there, comment, yeah, let me know what you think of it. And let's have a look at something else. Although it'll probably be something a bit more ordinary than this one. And here it is, so another one not in good condition, to be quite honest. All this seems to be broken. And the button's jammed in. This one, well, it says it's a 2000 plus Athlon, so it's an Athlon XP machine, so that must be an ADP machine. It says Windows XP on the front of it. So let's have a look inside this one and see. I'm sure it is what it says it is, but let's see what sort of condition it's in. Okay. The case has obviously been through the wars. Okay. Well, it is what it says it is. AMD machine, Athlon. There's a hard drive in this one, so we can probably boot this one with a bit of luck. If it has an operating system on. What is this thing? I'm not sure actually what capacity that is. Well, we'll try it and we'll see. So here's our motherboard. A bit dusty around the fan, but I suppose that's to be expected. The capacitors, yeah, they all look okay. None hidden that I can't see. So capacitors are looking good. Onboard VGA on this one. Onboard sound. AM37 is the motherboard, so it is a named model basically. I was a bit unsure coming out of that machine. Let's see. Speaker built on. This looks like the connectors. Yeah, this is where the power switch goes. So yeah, this is the common orientation with the 2 pins by the missing one. That's the power. If you're not sure on the motherboard, this is the most common configuration. Okay. I'll leave the RAM in. Let's put the analyzer card on this one and let's have a look to see what it does. The add-on card was just a dial-up modem. These things, as far as I'm concerned, are just useless. Another little buzzer on there, I suppose, if you just wanted to salvage that for use in projects, but crystal, nothing else really. I think that can just go in the bin. I've got plenty of buzzers. Okay. Right, well, we may as well plug the monitor in as well since we're here. There's the analyzer card, so power on, known good power supply. What does this one do? Well, that's memory, C1. Oh, it's gone past that. This looks like it's going to boot as well. I'll just go to VGA, let's get the camera on. Yeah, it's saying boot disk failure, so this looks like a good one. This hard drive Seagate ST340015A. I can normally tell what the capacity is just looking at the label on this one, but there's no obvious marking like what the capacity is, for example, so I'm not totally sure, but yeah, let's plug this in and see if it works as well. The jumper is set, well, it's on that second pin, which doesn't seem to be actually, oh, enable cable select. Okay, I'll I'll put it on to master actually. Yeah, that's now set to master. Let's see what it does. We're ready to go then. I can't hear the hard drive at all. In fact, now it doesn't like the RAM, probably just dirty. Yeah, just reseating the RAM solved that problem. Right, the hard drive's clicking. Can you hear that? It seems to have stopped the machine from actually booting. Oh, then it made a horrible squealing noise, so that hard drive's not good. Yeah, it's booting up again now. Okay, so it's kind of a moot point. I've got the cable disconnected to the hard drive. So in fact we have another working one. Honestly, these Athlon motherboards, Athlon XP, don't seem to be worth anything. All the processors, to be quite honest. AM37, we can have a look and we can just check which processor we have on this also. In fact, no, it said on the front of the machine, we know exactly what it is. Well, that actually surprises me quite a bit because people are asking quite a bit for these motherboards. AM37, AM37. Doesn't mean they're getting it there, that one's parts only. Okay. Let's see if these things actually sell at all. Yeah, one sold 2nd of January. £80, so these obviously do sell and they're worth some money. That surprises me a little bit. Oh, interesting. The Athlon XP 2000, look, £6. I knew they weren't worth anything. I'm a bit surprised at the value of this motherboard. But that's what the evidence tells us. I mean, that was sold, yeah, a month ago. So, yeah. Comments, guys. What do you think of that? Why would this board be worth anything in particular? Because usually these Athlon XP motherboards are of no particular value. Well, I say no, but £20, £30, something like that. Okay, so not much to do in the way of repairs on this one, but yeah, that first machine I think was quite interesting. Hope you enjoyed it anyway, and I look forward to seeing you all soon on another Learning Electronics repair video. Ciao for now, guys.